And Steven, can you hear me okay? Just want to make sure I got my levels right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good.
I'll just turn my camera off since nobody else is on.
I mean, it's kind of cool to see you. Put a face to that name. And then I'll go ahead and present my screen. I figured there'll only be just a handful of folks since the Super Bowl's going on, but Marco should be joining us. I hope he is. Kind of wanted to do his stuff at the beginning of the meeting. And then somebody with the 814 just join. Is that Pierce?
Yes, it's me.
What's up, Pierce?
Not a whole lot, man. How are you?
Pretty good. We're getting started.
Can't hear anybody.
You can't hear anybody? We can hear you, Jody. So Jody Fletcher and then Pierce Smithwick.
Is that it?
No, there's more. We got a whole handful, and then there's a lot more. And then a 201 area code just joined as well. Who dat?
Hey guys, Marco. How are you?
Oh, it's Marco. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, good. We got a whole handful of people here.
Hey, Marco.
Oh gosh.
Who's that, Pierce?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot. It's Sunday. It's 5 o'clock. It's beer time.
It is Super Bowl Sunday that no one's gonna watch.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Marco.
I'll watch it purely for the commercial value. I mean, the commercial entertainment value.
Absolutely, 200%.
Cool. Yeah. Since Marco and Pierce since you guys are on, let's go ahead and get started because you guys got some stuff we want to talk about, and Ray Klein's also on as well, and then another new person, Jody Fletcher, is on as well. We'll get started though. Make sure, Marco, can you see my screen? But you're actually on a phone call right now.
I'm jumping into the meet right now.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we'll get started. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining the Ambassador Mastermind meeting. This is a very important weekly meeting that we use to stay on the same page, and a lot of the focal area is around the meetups, which are pretty cool. We've got a lot of exposure from the last Nashville meetup, and we got the Atlanta meetup coming up. So these are very important to get everybody organized, get the core team all squared away, and keep moving forward. So thank you guys. I'll start it up with a quote. Work hard, work smart, be patient. That's some Gary Vaynerchuk. If y'all don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, I've been following this guy for about 8 years, and he is one of the reasons why I put out so much content. And when I started Low Voltage Nation, I said, let's just do this for a year and see what happens, but let's work hard at shit and put out content, but be patient and not try to monetize it, not try to, just go do things too fast. Be very methodical, be very smart about it, but work really hard in the meantime. So cool.
Good plan.
So the purpose of this, yes, sir. And actually, Steven said that he had some signed copies of Jab, 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 Right Hook that we're going to do for a giveaway, which is pretty cool. I want a copy for myself, so I got to talk to him later about that. Cool. The purpose of this meeting is to build the community. So Low Voltage Nation is huge. We started on Instagram and the podcast, and we just continue to grow every single day. I think there's 44 ambassadors in the ambassador channel right now, and Eric Winders is actually the onboarding kind of subject matter expert for onboarding. And we've kind of thought, let's just get to 50 and then kind of maybe do a tiered program or something. We got to talk about that as a group. But once we get to 50, we're going to take a step back and really see where we're trying to go with the ambassadors. And then, just as a whole, the Slack channel, because we don't want it to get too oversaturated. I know that Pierce and I talked about that for a little bit. But Pierce, what are your thoughts on how the Slack channel as a whole and the general and the ambassadors is going right now? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think Slack's going good. I mean, honestly, I haven't been as active as I was when we first started it, but just checking in the last couple weeks post Meetup, there's a lot of good stuff there. There's a lot. I like the way we've got all the channels segmented by need and what we're trying to talk about, which is great. I think we're quickly pushing too many ambassadors, quote unquote,
Mhm.
and only from the standpoint that I don't want it to become like a watered down thing where like everyone who joins can become an ambassador.
Sure.
I mean, there's certain people who sort of started in and, got this off the ground. And there's a lot of people that have some good ideas, but I think what you just mentioned about tiering it maybe could be a good way to sort of segment that out. My only concern in the grand scheme of things is like, if you look at, I don't want this to become like some giant forum like, say ours or Inintech or something like that, where it's just so much noise, nobody can hear a good signal anymore. That's
Right.
not the point of this. So that's my concern, is that where you might get too big too fast and just lose everything.
Right. But so right now you think it's a pretty good, healthy flow of information?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah,
I like it right now.
I agree. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So we'll just keep an eye on that. And if there's any suggestions, any feedback, please reach out to me. I'm always open to feedback. I always want to make improvements and keep it a healthy and positive community, but not grow too quickly. Which is the next thing the reason we meet is for growth strategies, especially on social media platforms. Like LinkedIn's huge. I don't know if you guys have noticed all the uptick up and to the right graphs that I've been posting and all the traffic we've been getting from LinkedIn. And if you mark yourself as an ambassador of Low Voltage Nation on LinkedIn, that'll help me tag you and reshare your content. So that's a really big platform. And can you guys just put your phone on mute real quick, please? Pierce, if you can. I know I don't want to lose you. Like me too.
No, I'll mute it right now. Sorry.
All right, you're good. Cool. Yep. And then the LVN gold standard. This is a big picture goal, and we already showcased what we can do as a community to start setting these standards and show people how we work as a team. That is part of the gold standard. How we work as a group in a positive way, and then build these systems where they're functional, they're simple, and they look good, they work well, and the customer's happy, everybody's happy. And so let's just keep continuing on down that path of the gold standard and share knowledge. We are not competition, we are community, and we like to share knowledge and help each other out, lift each other up whenever we're kind of struggling with something, and just keep that positive attitude. Cool. I have a big blank page here. Let me just try and clean that up. Here we go. Previous action items. Let's go ahead and dive into some of those. So Mason Boards reach out to Hanwha, and we might be able to get a P&M camera for demonstration purposes, but maybe not for this meetup in Atlanta, because we're looking towards access control as probably the focal point, and maybe some VoIP stuff with Ring Free and Michael Wayne to do some stuff on that. Let me kick it over to, let me see if anybody else joined it, but I'm going to kick it over to Marco and see what he thinks about for the Atlanta meetup. Do you think that we should just focus on access control and maybe kind of punt over the surveillance side to another meetup? What are your thoughts, Marco?
I guess it really depends on what we're really looking for as far as to focus on, because you can do a lot of time around access control. And I listened to the last Mastermind meetup, and similar thought process as to what Chris Tiffany was saying, where you could do like access control and then VoIP, but VoIP you really can't focus too much time on because they're essentially a plug and play solution now. Right. You pretty much, I would say probably most of us that do VoIP bench test everything, make sure everything's synced up, and then we fire them out to the customer. So I think access control, we can get real granular with it. Like if we wanted to do something where we set up a mag lock and maybe you push the exit and kind of set it up for code compliance. And maybe we could do something like a man trap. I mean, there's a lot we can really do as a whole on the access control side, regardless of what the back end is. There's a lot we could do on the front end with it. So I feel like that we can probably, if we plan it right, we could do a pretty substantial build up on access control.
Yep, I agree. Let's see. Chris Tiffany's not on the phone call today. He was going to reach out to PDK possibly, but I know that Josh was.
He said he was going to join.
He's going to join. Okay, we'll kind of circle
he
back
said
to
he was going to try too. I talked to him earlier.
Okay, cool. So let's look at Brevo. Is one of the ones we're looking at, and I think Josh already has a contact, already has some communication with that. Marco, did you have any other updates on anything Brevo for the meetup, like getting some equipment?
Well, I can totally get whatever, if we want to do something like as crazy as like a life power safety panel, or if we want to just stick with something on their smaller end, like a 300 series, which will give you 2 doors, it'll power 2 strikes, whatever you kind of want to do. I have no problem sourcing it and essentially giving it to the group, so to speak. I don't know if Brevo will give it just as like a demo, like here. I know they're very good, and my rep is very good as well, and we do a lot of business with them. So I don't really think it's a limitation on the sales rep. I think it's a Brevo limitation, like they just don't like to give out quote unquote demo hardware. But again, I have no problem. I mean, we have stuff here that we just keep in stock, so I have no problem just throwing one on my demo account, and we don't have to worry about ever footing the bill for it on the monthly side.
Right. And then how does that compare to life safety? Like, what is, I've heard of life safety. I know they do like big enclosures that are all consolidated, but how does that relate? Does that even relate to anything that Brevo does? Or is that
life safety power is just like an electronics. They're strictly essentially just a power supply company. Okay. So, but what we do with them is they're an all-encompassed enclosure. So we don't have to have, a power supply and a Brevo enclosure. We can just throw it all into one. And they make some smaller ones, but you got to realize too, depending how we build this, they can get heavy with batteries and whatnot. Metal enclosures versus a plastic enclosure. But I was just saying for, the cleanliness and the real gold standard that we always go for is everybody usually tries to encompass everything into one panel so that you can do everything you need to do in one panel. You don't have to EMT out to everything and kind of do your relay outs and things like that. I mean, we could do it both ways, I'm open to that as well, because then you can show both aspects of it. So again, I think that access control may be so big of a subject that it could be brought into 2 meetups, because you can do so much with it.
Okay. So I think with John Laurie's contacts over there at Life Safety, he already reached out to them, and they are going to provide us with, I guess, an enclosure. I got to follow up with John. I don't think he's on the call right now, but I think if we move down that route of doing it all encompassing life safety enclosure and then use Brevo, and then Mark, if you could provide, I guess we'll have to figure out what the scenario is going to be and what hardware we're going to put in there and demonstrate. I guess it's kind of like what to think about. So what do you think, just off the top of your head, what's a good baseline for doing an all-encompassing demonstration of access control, Marco?
As far as Brevo backend hardware, or just in general as a whole?
I would say honestly, I'd say Brevo.
I'd probably do a 6000 series board. There's no sense in going with their 300 line, which is their plastic enclosure. I mean, it's a nice little setup, but I think if we're trying to really showcase, then we go with the all-inclusive, all-incumbent platform, and we just fire it up, because then we can do all the contacts on it. We could do, our auxiliary relays, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do with the big board as opposed to just the smaller panel. You can do the same thing with both, but I think presentation-wise, it would look better.
Okay, so a 6000 series Brevo?
ACS 6000 is their main board.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's do that. And then what about all of the, logical devices that you would connect to it, like a reader, strike? Like what else would you think we could demonstrate?
Could do. It depends. Do you want to do something like a Bluetooth reader, like one of their BLE readers? Do you want to do an HID reader and try to tie into their mobile platform? Like there's a lot of different avenues. Maybe we do like our standard is like a Farpoint reader. So we could do like a Farpoint reader and maybe one of the BLE, the Brevo Bluetooth readers. And then we can get technology from both, because with Brevo you could do the app, so you can control it regardless of the reader type. But at the same time, then you can also incumbent the Bluetooth level of encryption to that reader. So like if you don't have Bluetooth on, you're not in your field, and you're not on the right Wi-Fi network, you can't open that door. So there's other things you could do with the Bluetooth level application and reader combo.
Yeah, I think what we really want to demonstrate is how you would install it into a CAN, make it look good and functional, and kind of just the whole structured cabling aspect behind it, and then maybe doing some real basic scenarios around access control.
Then maybe we stick with like we'll do two far point readers, maybe like a 500, which is their single gang, and then you could do a 300, which is the mullion mount, and maybe I can get some mullion trim with a standoff, like a desk standoff, so we get the idea of it. You know, if it was literally or physically mounted to a mullion jam.
Okay. So tell me those devices again.
So the one reader, the single gang is a P500.
Okay, so hold on a second. So P500 single gang.
Right.
Reader. Okay, what's the next one?
And then the next one's a P300, which is the mullion mount reader.
Okay.
And then depends. Do you want to do strike? Do you want to do mag locks? Do you want to do both? What are your thoughts?
Strike versus maglock. Let's do a strike.
Because the strike's simple. I probably even have one of the demo display models, you know, where it has its own standoff and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know how you would do a demo maglock. I mean, you could rig something up, I guess, but
you can do it. Yeah, it just have to be a little difficult to transport. Probably harder than the rack.
Gosh. So, what's the model number for the strike that you would recommend?
I'd probably do one of the HES 5000s.
Okay, yeah. Okay, strike. Does anybody else have any comments or thoughts on this hardware for access control? Anybody? Yeah, I wish John Laurie was on. He's our resident expert on this.
He would have a plethora of information to give out. I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll touch base with him because he's definitely going to be attending the meetup and then flying out to IC West after, which is on March 17th. So, and then Marco, do you think you're going to be at the meetup? What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
I try to make them all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect people to come like consistently because since we have so many ambassadors, you know, I feel that we can kind of just bounce around with different ambassadors. So, but that'd be awesome if you did come. Cool. Let's see what else. I think that's it. Oh yeah. Steven, any update on the Mercedes-Benz location in Atlanta?
They acknowledged it and said they would reach out internally to the facilities people.
Okay.
So I'll follow up again tomorrow.
Okay.
And there's one of my data center partners has a place, but it only holds 25 people. So worst case. And we could also set up data center tours in Atlanta at one of the carrier hotels if you're interested in that, like the night before or something.
Yeah, I'd definitely want to do that. I think it'd be awesome. I think we got some more people that joined the call. Oh yeah, Raymond joined, and Chris Tiffany joined as well. Okay, cool. Let me get those people down. Chris Tiffany. And then Stephen, will I be able to tour some stuff this month? Because I'll be in Atlanta on the 12th. Possibly. You still there, Stephen? Did I lose everybody? Marco, can you hear me?
Yep, I'm here.
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay.
It wouldn't bring up the thing where I could unmute myself.
I got you.
Yeah, I can set that up. Just let me know the dates you're going to be there.
Yep, we'll do. All right, cool. All right, so let's move on to the agenda. Wanted to talk about something that Marco and I were talking about, and we mentioned it at the beginning of the meeting, which is the kind of like the review board and and figuring out what the gold standard looks like and how we regulate it. So Marco, what was your, I mean, I understand your concerns and I have the same as you, but what are your thoughts on, doing a review board and like, how do we monitor this stuff exactly for people using the LVN gold standard and then keeping everybody accountable for it?
Well, of course you can't restrict, usage of hashtags, but really people probably will only know what it is if they're part of the group. So I think that we just need to, I hate to say a background check, but, if we're creating this standard that has really exploded since its inception, we need to hold everyone accountable to the standards that we have all set, So I think that really kind of doing really a background on the company and kind of their principles and what they really see going forward and what their past kind of projects were, that's a good start. I also think that if someone wants to be part of this, they should get, the first step should be, all right, let's see what you have, and then let's do a podcast and kind of do a deep dive. Whether it's, some of us kind of on the call or just whatever way we think it would be best. But I think that's a good way to really get a feel for somebody because no one's really going to know, it's like a double-edged sword. No one's going to know that we're kind of vetting them and we're also giving them this opportunity to be part of this amazing community that we've all created. But we're also going to really get them on the front lines. And then everybody that's already part of it can say, hey, I don't know about this guy because he said this or this is the way it looks. And we're not trying to create any type of segregation or be bullies by any means, but we have to hold people to the standard of gold that we have created.
Right. Cool. Yeah. I like that.
Very well said.
Say it again, Pierce.
Sorry, I just think that's a great idea, and that's sort of what I was getting at earlier when we were talking about controlling the Slack, so to speak. Marco basically just said everything I was trying to say, but much more eloquently.
Thank you.
Can we do like a badge or something for the people that we have approved or vetted?
Gold, LVN gold standard certified.
Something like that. Just make a little logo thing that we can maybe make it a sticker or something. Because I know that I've been dealing with a guy locally that has been doing some conduit work for me, and I saw him the other day. He's hand making 6-inch patch cables. I'm like, dude, you're paying you guys like $25 an hour, like to make patch cables you can buy for like $3. What are you doing? He's like, well, I have a trust problem with quality. I'm like, dude, there's like 50 people that have vetted these things like through the roof. Just buy from these 2 people. And then like a day later, he posted that he moved everything to that. So, something like that.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing a sticker, like do a nice, like shiny, like gold sticker, and you can
maybe a shield or something. Sure.
Yeah, slap it on your rack when you're done with it.
Gold standard certified.
Exactly. I think it's actually a legit idea. I love it.
Or you could do like LVN gold contractor, something like that. To really give it a little bit of a niche.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I love this. It's awesome. Cool.
Talking to the right guy about stickers,
No, yeah. Wait, so did you just volunteer to make the sticker, Marco?
They're already on his printer.
Really. They're right here. I'm staring right at them.
Cool. Well, yeah, let's start thinking about that. I guess so. I can start whipping up some sort of logo maybe for that. Unless Marco, I mean, you're pretty good at making logos. Do you have any spare time to make more stickers?
Sure, man. The more the merrier. I'm absolutely open to people throwing ideas out there, and we'll see what sticks to the wall.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. And then for the review board, let's see. So Josh volunteered, Chris, then Marco, you put your name in there, and then I'll put my name in there. Was there anybody else on the call that once we start having these conversations, maybe doing the podcast or getting a little more formalized, does anybody else want to be on that core team for the review board for the gold standard?
You can put me down.
Oh yeah.
Pierce.
Oh yeah. You're like the bedrock of the gold standard.
He's board president.
No, don't go that far.
Cool. Anybody else on the call wants to get in?
Hey, it's Ray Klein. I'm happy to be a part if you guys want me to be.
Oh yeah, Ray, that's right. Oh yeah, and I need to put. Thanks for reminding me. I need to put that on the agenda. We'll talk about that next. Actually, the Pennsylvania historic stuff. All right. Yeah, let's dive into that. Actually, historic building. Ray, so what? I got your email. I responded to it. Pierce talked to me about it. We're interested. What do you need from Low Voltage Nation? Give us a history or give us like a rundown and tell us what you need.
Yeah, sure. And if it gets too noisy, I'll let Pierce jump in because he kind of understands everything we're trying to do here. So, very long story short, I sit on the board of the local Chamber of Commerce up here, and I was approached with one of the historical sites here to basically help them draw more attention. So I said, look, you guys have a very old property. It would be nice if maybe we engaged with the schools and with local businesses to try to bring you up to speed on technology so you could do things like museums have now, maybe bring in some VR exhibits, YouTube videos, pretty much just bring the place to today while keeping everything in the building intact. So they love the idea. I went out and I surveyed the property, and it's not a huge install. So we're talking 6 APs, a couple switches, some fiber cabling between the sites, because there is 2 buildings that is on the property. So, there is some work that needs to be involved there. But what I'm looking at is, I saw this project and I thought this would be a good way for us to showcase all the different aspects of what low voltage nation is, because it's electrical, it's, conduit, it is fiber, it is, Cat 5, Cat 6, it's new switches, it's new APs. It's like they literally have nothing. So it would be a good marketing piece for anyone that got involved if we could get some guys to donate time, equipment, planning, strategies, things like that.
Ray, what's the timeline on this?
So it's something they want to do soon, but when I gave them a ballpark estimate to work with, they got taken back and they have to try to go find some of that funding. But if we can also, carry some of that with donating the equipment, that number goes down significantly for them. So it's not something that we're looking at doing today or tomorrow, but definitely I would say early spring, early to mid-spring, so soon.
Okay. I noticed there's a 24-port switch. I can donate that. But I think, so what do you think the next step is, Ray, for getting people involved? Is it making a list and sending it out to people in Slack and say, hey, do you want to donate? Or what are your thoughts?
And that's what I wanted to leave it up to you. One, I didn't want to step on anybody's toes just by reaching out and asking. I wanted to go through the right channels. I would really, in essence, like to get the equipment donated if possible, because that takes the number down. If anybody is in the local, Philadelphia area that wants to donate some time to get the equipment installed, program, the cables run and terminated, I'm working with a couple local companies that's going to help me with a lot of this stuff anyway. But again, if we want to make this kind of a low voltage nation project, it'd be nice to have some representatives come help.
Yeah, I would like to come out. I just need to know timing. So once we get like a timeline, I could drive there and help out with some stuff. So I would like to do it. I'm very interested in doing this and also donating equipment, and hopefully some other people will kind of jump on board, at least donating some stuff.
Anything fiber related, count me in.
Awesome. And I told Ray that I would put in time for the installs because I'm a couple hours from me out of State College. So.
Yeah, and just, from a standpoint of, I didn't do an exact measurement, but just from, Google Maps and, knowing additional runs that they've already run between the buildings, we're looking at about 325 to 350 feet of fiber. Just past the point of where I would feel comfortable running, Cat 5, Cat 6. So, unfortunately, to get them a solid infrastructure, I'd really like it to be fiber.
Yeah, I'm open tons of Slack, so. Whatever you need. I have tons of like remnant spools, so whatever you need. Like we stopped pulling at like 500 or 600 feet on a roll, so.
Okay.
We've got tons of stuff sitting in the warehouse, and I'm in the area, so I can come provide panels and splicing and whatever.
Ah, that's great. Thank you.
Optics.
Steven.
So, Steven, you're going to donate fiber. Cut. Cool.
Yeah, and if you guys need anything from me, just let me know. You know, whatever I can do to help out, even if it's, you know, depending where it is. Even still, open to help on site or provide anything that I can.
Marking you down for stickers.
Yeah, but stickers are good.
More than happy to drive those right there.
So Ray,
yeah.
Ray, next step, Ray, for you, I would say make that list, and then I think you sent it to me, but just make it like a spreadsheet, and then we can kind of track who's going to be donating what, and I'll shoot that over to Slack and email it out to people as well.
Perfect, we'll do.
Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Ray?
No, not at all. I just think that, you know, if we can all join in, I think it's a pretty good piece for all of us to be able to use. I mean, it's great press.
Yep, I totally agree. Create. So your task is create spreadsheet. Equipment. And then send to Blake. Cool. So the next item is the Atlanta meetup. So we got a couple venues via Steve that are potential, and then Josh has an MSP. We're also looking at, I got another list of locations from a couple other people. So I'll be there. Christina and I'm going to drive there on the 12th. So we're still looking at a mid-March for the actual meetup, March 15th. And then we're going to be targeting access control. Did anybody else have any other potential venues or any other connections or any other things, any items for the Atlanta meetup? Okay. Cool. Just a reminder, we have a lot of resources. We have the ambassador contact list. Actually took the link out of there, but that is in the, everybody has access to the Low Voltage Nation repository. So if there's any questions on the mastermind meeting, that's all on YouTube. It's also in the LVN ambassador folder. So there's a ton of information here. If you have any questions, look at this first. And also if you need stuff like the contact list for all of the ambassadors, we have that here as well. So it's a plethora of resources. The Low Voltage Nation repository has a ton of stuff in there. It also has the interview, which Pierce, thank you for getting that over to Jordan. We're going to publish that today.
Oh shit.
What did you have? Did you have some more stuff to add, or like what?
No. I'm being silly. Ignore me.
Yep. So when we publish that up, we'll put it on Facebook. It'll be on lowvoltagenation.com. Also put it on LinkedIn. So if you get a chance, review it and then like it and share it out. Spread the love. Get Pierce more exposure.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Thank you. For the podcast. So we got a couple podcasts coming out. We had Michael Wayne's podcast. Michael Wayne, are you still on the call?
Sure am.
Cool, man. Thank you so much for getting on the show. It was pretty cool, wasn't it? We had a great time, right?
Real good time, man. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Did you get any feedback from your company or anybody, or they just like they didn't care? Like anything?
They loved it, and I got a couple of partner leads out of it. So awesome, man.
You got a couple partner leads out of it?
Yeah, like IT partners that are looking for VoIP. Got contacted by a few people that have listened to it. So super stoked on that.
Yeah, I'll send over the referral partner agreement, and it's 15%. So just to let you know. Anyway, so yeah, we got a couple more.
I love the directness.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, that was lame, but yeah, and then we have Raymond had a podcast as well. I'll be publishing that hopefully tonight. That's coming out, and then I think there's another one. We had a lot of issues with cameras with BIT. We tried some new technology and it failed. So we used Zencaster, and the audio was out of sync. So Mason and I we've done 4 episodes that are all dog shit, and we can't publish them. So we've been struggling quite a bit trying to improve the quality. We didn't improve it; we made it worse. And so we're always trying to improve, but it doesn't work out that way. So success is built on a mountain of failure. So eventually we'll get it, hopefully. MSP Weekly. If anybody has an MSP or knows an MSP, wants to get on the show. So Brandon Weber and I, we have a show that just targets MSPs, and we talk about their technology stack. If anybody wants to get on that, it's a really cool way to showcase like their stuff, but also learn about how MSPs are dealing with stuff like ransomware attacks, or how they do ticketing systems, or how they deal with password management. It's a really cool deep dive into the IT side of things. So it's always an option. We have another episode coming out a couple days. Fiber Cartel podcast. I'm really trying to get. I talked to Manny a couple of days ago, and he's super pumped to get to the meetups and hit up Sumitomo and get some actual equipment and do some workshops on how to do fusion splicing. So I think that'd be really cool. We got another podcast coming out later this week on Wednesday. If you ever want to get on the Fiber Cartel podcast and chill with Manny and ask him questions, reach out to me and we'll get you on. So as always. What would Marco do? So Marco, we really stalled out on this. I'm not sure. I guess we're just busy, but we need to get back on the wagon with this, man. What are your thoughts?
We do, absolutely. I was thinking about it the other day, and we really, I'd love to get some ideas on the table and getting some stuff going. Definitely.
We've got the whole. We had a contact with Brevo. I thought you mentioned that we're going to maybe get some Brevo stuff going on. Okay, all right.
Yep, I was trying to do it for Thursday, but my rep was tied up, so I'm trying to nail him down this week to just get an idea. He was super excited about it. You know, him and my Eagle Eye rep, I had sent the podcast links to a while back, and then, you know, I kind of resurfaced it with him, and he's like, I would absolutely love to be on there. So I think both of them are in. We just got to get them to a point where we can get them on the books.
Yep. Yeah, so let's do that. We'll do the next What Would Marco Do episodes around Brevo, and then another one around Eagle Eye. I think it makes sense. Cool. Security Today. That's if you don't know who Uncle Bear is, he's a pretty cool guy. He's an ambassador. He has his own podcast called Security Today. Look it up, follow it, subscribe. He's got a pretty cool perspective on the security side of things. Really cool guy and a very fun podcast. So check that guy out. All right. Let's do some goal setting real quick. The format's changed a little bit. I want to kind of keep it brief, and I just want to check in with people, see how they're doing from last help you guys with. So let's go ahead and slap on the filter by name view, and let's go down the list. It looks like Michael Wayne is up first. I thought it was alphabetized, but Michael Wayne, what you're still looking for a Salesforce consultant, aren't you? I imagine.
No, I found one. I'm good.
Oh, you're good? So what? That's good, man. I'm glad. What else can we help you with for this week? Anything? Any big pain points or anything?
Honestly, nothing that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. That's cool. All right. Move on. Actually, we'll do me real quick, and that's I need to really get better at podcasts. I've been kind of all over the place, so let's do 3 podcasts for this week. 3 podcasts. Cool. And then Brent is not on. Chris, and then Chris Tiffany, you on the call? I saw you pop on. Chris Tiffany, you there?
I am. On mute, but I was there across the room.
So how you doing, man? What's good with you, and what do you got for a big goal that we can help you with?
Well, I mean, I just turned my first TV on of 22 at this site, and it's broken. So after we mounted it, so my immediate my immediate happiness is a little on the low side.
Sorry. Yeah,
But,
you're 0% for TVs today. That sucks.
Well, we've got 17 more to go, so we can only get better from here. No, other than that, pretty good. Staying busy. Still working on the website redesign. Still looking for more employees. We're closing on that third retail store here in 2 weeks, so got that closing up. Other than that, just nothing too crazy. So
cool. All right. Well, if you need any help on that website, let us know. We know people.
Will do. I had a meeting with our designers like last week, and they're rebuilding the pages, and we've got most of our MSP content built. I just have to.
Okay, good.
I just sit down and sort through like 10,000 photos and find all the, especially before and after photos that I want up on the website. So, but and figure out the rest of the, the wording and content wise is the big thing that doesn't write itself. So,
that's the thing. You got to do work. It's hard.
Yep.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Sounds good, brother.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Christina, you said you just got on the phone call. Is that correct? Christina Baker. I know you're at work right now. Oh, I guess she hopped off.
She had the runoff stat.
Yeah, exactly. Code blue. Eric's not on. Jacob's not on. Yeah, but for Christina, she I guess her goal is really just to start helping out with locking down a venue. That's the biggest thing, just kind of get her more involved in communicating with all the venue places. So I'll let her know that. Jordan, are you still on the call? I know you're on and kind of hanging out. Jordan, are you still there? We got to talk about your recent interaction with Southwire Tools. I know you reached out to Pierce about that for some consultation. Pierce, what are your thoughts on Southwire Tools?
Hey, sorry. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I know you're not. You always give me shit about them. But
I think the scissors are weird. I've tried so many different brands of tools over the years. They're fine. Aren't my preference. I mean, I put Klein before Southwire. If it was looking, something like that, you could walk in any big box store and buy.
Yeah. So Southwire reached out to Jordan to be, I guess, an influencer.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, you are here? Yeah, we were getting some advice for your recent reach out from Southwire Tools. So.
Oh. Okay.
How many followers are you up to now on Instagram?
Let's see. I think 292.
Congratulations. What do you think your goal could be? I think your goal, we talked about this, is getting some more of you like learning how to do stuff, like learning how to, terminate, maybe get into some fiber stuff, maybe just kind of learning that and just getting some more content out. What are your thoughts on that, Jordan?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely need more photos of me actually working and not selfies, I suppose.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. More learning how to terminate. You can always go to the Jonathan Hotel. There's thousands of fiber termination, single mode and multi-mode. If you want some part-time work.
Okay.
It's always an option.
Southwire owns Garvin, and they're my favorite J-hook companies, so they at least have that going for them.
Okay, we'll get Southwire to send Jordan some J-hooks.
Fabulous. Use them in Pennsylvania then.
And then we'll just ship them to you because we're not going to use them.
There you go.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Marco, what's one big goal that we can help you out with? What do you think?
Big goal. Honestly, I've been really excited that we're all kind of standardized. I've been this past week, 2 weeks, I've been seeing everyone's Instagrams and everyone's using the same material. And it's awesome. That's the biggest thing I think that as of right now that I see that we're all helping each other. It's not even just me. It's just, I mean, I've been telling everybody, and that's what we want. So I just think that's absolutely awesome. It's a very accomplished feeling to know that we have broken through to ourselves and shown everybody, really what we can do if we standardize and set it the way it should be. So I think you've already hit the nail on the head on that.
So just keep pushing the LVN gold standard is the goal.
That's it. Just tell everybody about it. Get everybody on board so we can start vetting them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I guess that's another kind of thing is just move towards that whole like vetting process.
And not to, I don't want to keep these short, but if we can maybe get the manufacturers on board too, or the distributors at least, and we can all kind of be in that. We all know that we're all able to produce the materials for them. I think that'll help too.
Yeah. So what I've been thinking about is building out that. So the document, the LVN gold standard document, and then figuring out for each section, like structured cabling, what are the key points inside that section? There needs to be, manufacturers, process, all these different categories. Start building out the individual framework for each section, but also include vendors, but not. I don't want to get too like biased or have people trying to like sponsor and and like start taking money, and people asking questions. I want it to be like true, like solid vendors or just at least suggestions. So we got to kind of think about that and be very thoughtful or not.
We have to have the right vendors on it that are gonna, that aren't going to kind of bait people for it,
Right. Cool. That's awesome. And I also I talked with somebody. I found out who's doing the structured cabling for Nashville yards. So my video that I pushed out actually worked. And the company that's doing it, there's two companies in Nashville that are doing it, and I know one of them. Their work is terrible, but I want to get in front. They don't have a good reputation. Maybe they've gotten better. I don't know, but I want to get in front of them, and I want to start, like interviewing people and like, hey, what do you guys do? Showcase your work, maybe, but I really want to like see what because I'm sick and tired of seeing all this dog shit work. I want it to get better. So that's kind of where I'm starting at. It's some of these new developments like right in my backyard. I can literally just walk the Nashville yards and interview somebody. So
absolutely. And they're not going to know unless we show them what it was or what kind of work someone did and what we all do,
Yeah, exactly. And eventually, if we want to bid on these projects, if I have the relationships already built, it's a great way to get, like you, Chris Tiffany, Pierce, Kramer Snuggs, like into these projects, and it'd be a pretty cool thing to do. At least I think so.
Absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, Marco.
You got it.
Who's next? Mason's not on. Michael Wayne's on. We already did him. Pierce, what do you? You're working again, aren't you, Pierce? What's your status?
Yeah. I'm working again. So today, all day has been logistics, packing, trying to figure out everything I need. I'm on the road for 2 weeks starting Tuesday. So I'm not complaining at all. But yeah, in terms of goals for operations and stuff like that, I've got none. I just want to get back in the field, get my hands dirty, make a bucket of money. So
you just, okay. So nothing we can help you out with for right now?
I'm good, man. Good. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Word. What about, let's see. I think Raymond's on. So Raymond, what can we help you with? What do you got going on?
Hi guys. This whole standard you guys have built with that last meetup, it's just got me. I originally started in voice and data, and my goal for this year has been trying to get more voice and data work. It's just so I don't know, that just got me going. That whole rack, the way it looks, and that's what I'm trying to push for right now. Making relationships with electricians or companies that don't want to do the voice and data cabling, and we can step in and do it for them and show them that standard. Because I've been sort of drained out with security. I mean, it's not like I'm going to stop, but I want to go back to my core of racks. So that's my goal for these next few weeks, and just make relationships and try to get my foot in the door to do more rack work and voice and data cabling, not just security.
That's pretty cool because you're a trained like network engineer, and is that correct?
Yeah, well, I have a degree in CIS, but that was 16 years ago. But yeah, I mean, I used to be a network technician at a university for like 4 or 5 years, and that's right. I used to do all this, voice data cabling on the campus, racks, yada yada yada. But And then somehow I ended up playing with alarms and cameras and access control. But I still do it, but I just want to push it more because I don't know, it's just something that's in me, I guess. And then the stuff you guys are pumping out is just amazing. I can't wait for the next meetup just to be a part of that too. So
cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad that you're like taking what we've done and getting some inspiration off of it, and then you can actually, once we formalize it a lot more, we already have the pictures. We've already built something and we're successful at it. Now you can show customer potential clients, this is the type of work that we do as a team. So
yeah,
really,
like what I told you on the podcast, like when I initially saw Pierce's work, I mean, I knew how to do rack work, but like just that slim line patch cords. And then when we did that bowling alley, we did like 90 something cameras, we did voice and data cabling, and I sort of mimicked him, and people loved it. And then I posted that thing on my story earlier this week where we're at an old people's home. Their rack was horrible. And I showed them our pictures, like what I've done, what Pierce has done, some of the other guys have done. Like, this is what it's supposed to look like. And there's draws just dropped. They're like, this is what it's supposed to look like. I'm like, yeah, this is, come on. Like, we're going to talk to the owners and get back to you. I was like, okay, let's see where we're going.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
cool, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Who's next? I think Steve. Anything that we can help you out with this week?
I'm just trying to grow my Instagram following and improve my LinkedIn stuff, and I'm here to help anyone else.
Yep, that's awesome.
I like helping people.
Yeah, we all do. At least most of us do, I think. That's good. So if you need any help with Instagram or LinkedIn, I guess just continue to engage with all of us, and just post more content. Take some really nice pictures. Instagram loves nice pictures.
I know. I've got a lot of bad pictures. Can I start like not gold standard?
No, I mean you can do whatever you want, but I don't recommend it. Don't recommend that, at least. I don't know. Don't post bad pictures. People like nice pictures, good pictures. So whatever I can do to help, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you. I think that's about it. Unless Sebastian RSVP. Yes, Sebastian, are you on the call right now? I didn't think so. And then Jody, I know this is your first time, but did you want to? I don't know if you can hear me at all. But did you have anything that we can help you out with this week?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
That's
awesome.
Cool.
Thanks for attending, Jody. This is cool, man. Glad you're here.
Yeah, I've been actually catching up with you guys on YouTube, watching the ambassador meetings. So.
Oh, nice.
Currently, I've been just working on trying to deploy UNMS.
Oh yeah.
Trying to not have to drive around and reset radios, ubiquity radios when they go down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still looking into getting CompTIA certified, A+ certified, and I'm supposed to go get ProWatch certified in March. But yeah, just other than that, working around doing service work and trying to get people to do run books.
Oh yeah, run books. Yeah, those are very
run
important.
Books are awesome.
Documentation nation, baby.
Yeah.
So with the UNMS stuff, you said that you got an Ubuntu V.
Yeah. I spun up a VM. It was like on Friday, actually. I finally got one spun up, and then by the time I got Ubuntu and installed and UNMS installed, it was time to go. So Monday, after I do my runs, I'm hoping to start getting things configured, and probably mainly getting our stuff on first, and then going out and loading the keys up on the nano stations out in the field.
Cool. Well, good luck with that. If you have any questions or need help, just reach out in Slack like you've been doing, man. And be sure to stop by my place and pick up your swag bag.
I was going to call you earlier today, and I didn't. But
you're like 10 minutes away. Just come pick it up.
Yeah, I know. I reached out to Brandon actually on Slack of the I think TSE or
Yep.
And he's going to be pretty helpful if he'll be there if I have any like snags or anything. So that's pretty nice that there's a support team there.
Bo show. That's why we do this. All right, brother. Well, hit me up, and thanks for jumping on, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jody, it's Ray, too. I just wanted to tell you that I don't know if you know it, but UNMS is given away by Ubiquity for free now. They'll actually host it for you, just in case you run into issues.
Yeah, I kind of got a warning about that because they hosted Unify and then they decided to yank it, and then a bunch of people were kind of lost after that. So I don't know.
Well,
I thought about doing it, and then I was like, well, I'll just host it, and then
yeah, I think you got the right idea. I think the reason why the Unify didn't work out for them is they were trying to charge a fee for it. And that was silly. The UNMS is they're giving that away because they're trying to push the Edge's product line much harder. So just something to think about.
Yeah, that is something to think about. All right, thanks.
Cool. Thanks, Ray. And Ray, so what are your goal? What is your big goal that we can help you out with possibly this week?
To quiet the amount of noise and people in my house at the moment, that would be awesome.
Yeah, help you with
it. Yeah, no, for right now, at least for this week, I'm good. I mean, just a little bit of help with this historic project if it works out, but I'll shoot you an email on that shortly.
Yep. So yeah, we'll just keep that on the radar, the historic project, and what city is that in exactly?
Technically, it's Warminster. So Warminster, PA. It's 18974.
So it's in PA. I can't even spell Warminster. I don't even know what you said. Warminster.
Yep. So WAR, M like Michael, MIN like Nancy, S like Sam, TER.
Cool.
There you go. That's it.
Nailed it. Sweet, man. All right. I don't think I left anybody out. If I did, speak up now. If not, let me check the agenda to make sure we covered everything. We did. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been a solid meeting once again. We got a lot of stuff to do, especially around the Atlanta meetup. And I will keep pumping out content and information. Also, go to meetup.com/low voltage nation if you want to get updates on the meetup. That helps me kind of plan stuff out. If anybody else has any questions, let me know. I think that's it. So, I appreciate everybody's time. Thanks for joining us. Y'all take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great week, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep, bye. why it hasn't sent me the recording, because it's still recording because Pierce is still in it.